his first decision is, do I play or not play? Second decision is, if I play, is it for the Packers or somebody else? And the Packers are going to make the decision for him as to whether or not he wants to stay. Because if they change enough of the team, and he made basically a ransom note list last week of guys that he wants on the team, that will make him want to move on. And if he wants to move on, and I've seen all this reporting, Chris, about, well, the Packers won't trade him to an NFC team. Well, you know what? If he doesn't want to play for you and you don't want him around, and the only team he wants to play for is in the NFC, you're going to trade him to an NFC team. He's got a lot of power here. So, to the extent that there should be teams out there trying to get Aaron Rodgers to exercise that power in a way that makes him want to play for them, let's have a draft of the teams that should be trying to get Aaron Rodgers' attention. Either, there's never really a time to do it until he has authorization to try to do a trade, but we know how it works. There's probably some conversations happening behind the scenes. So which team should be trying to spark those conversations, Chris? You're up.
Well, I think the Jets would be the first team I would look at to go, let's spark, the conversations and dive into this a little bit. One, I think their team is kind of ready. We hit on it a little earlier in the show. At healthy, their O-line is damn good. They got receivers. They got a running back. They got a top 5 defense. So from that standpoint, you look at it and go, wait, we're kind of like a team that's ready to go right now. And if you wanted to save maybe the Zach Wilson situation and all that, well, that could be a great guy for him to learn from behind the scenes a little bit and grow a little as a quarterback. And, maybe you can make him to something in the future. But the Jets would be the first one that kind of jumps to my mind, let alone, I think it quiets an antsy fan base like we talked about before too, and they won't be able to complain about the quarterback situation, at least at first with Aaron Rodgers until he throws his first interception. Then they'll say bench him for Joe Flacco.
When I first considered the possibility, and let me tell you, you got to think of how the fan base will react to him, not on the way in, but once it gets going. And I thought about that Thursday night in Tennessee where Aaron Rodgers had a couple of bad throws in the fourth quarter and he got booed at Lambeau Field. I can only imagine how Jets fans will react if he doesn't perform in the way that they're expecting, prime Aaron Rodgers to perform. That's the risk of making that move if you're the Jets and if you're Aaron Rodgers. How about the Dolphins? That's my first one. I mean, we're already suggesting that Tom Brady may want to try to do it again. It blew up in their faces last year. And even though Tua Tagovailoa improved as a passer, the concussion issue isn't going away as much as they want to try to talk it away. Aaron Rodgers or Tua, even with Aaron Rodgers pushing 40, with that Mike McDaniel offense and what I think those two guys could do, and I think McDaniel's he's just got the right personality to mesh with I think McDaniel's got the right personality to mesh with anyone because he's his true, authentic self all the time, and he's very calm and chill and relaxed. I think that could work in Miami. So they should be thinking about it, regardless of what they say publicly. Behind the scenes, behind closed doors, they should be thinking about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I hear you. The thing I get with them is just they're another team that's ready. So I guess what I worry about is you can have a chance here to have something for a while. And it's like the Jets here. It's the same. This is the problem you go, and it was we built something with Aaron Rodgers for a year or two, and then we're back, and wait, our team's still good, but wait, who's our quarterback? That's the problem with Aaron Rodgers in this situation. You're right. The Dolphins, he makes some sense there. I mean, his ability to throw RPOs and quick passes, that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to hold the ball, and he's phenomenal at it. He's got the quickest release in football still to this day and age. But yeah, that Tua situation going to be interesting. I don't know. It'd be interesting too. Would that fan base want him? That would be like, you talked about with the Jets. Same thing. I mean, they're obsessed with Tua. Nobody else on the team was any good this year. It was only Tua. So that's another aspect that would be, a little interesting there, and Tuanon and all that. Man, the next one, as far as teams that I would want to that I think should entertain, the Carolina Panthers. They're a team that I feel like should want to entertain this conversation a little bit. One, they could use a little pizzazz in their organization, get some fans get some butts in the seats, right? They got a good defense. The offensive line, I think, has turned the corner for the better. And we know they got some receivers too that are dangerous. They got some guys there. They're not that far off. We saw what Steve Wilks did as far as turning around that team when they started to play the right way. They'd be a team that I would look at to go, wait, I want to get on the map and get things going the right way. And, David Tepper trying to build something and become a little more established. Panthers are a team that I'd look at to go, well, why wouldn't you be interested in Aaron Rodgers for a few years?
I think a lot of it depends on who the head coach is as well. I think that would be part of it. But it's a place where you can win. It's a division that is down, and you still get to linger around the NFC and maybe cross paths with the Packers in the postseason at some point if it comes to that. And I'm sure at some level Aaron Rodgers would like to do that if he feels like they're pushing him out the door at all. Hey, if the Dolphins and the Jets are going to be sniffing around Aaron Rodgers, Bill Belichick should too. At least do your due diligence, do your full workup, look at where he is, look at the throws he can make. How many times have we said over the years, gee, how many championships would Aaron Rodgers have won if he played for the Patriots instead of the Packers and had Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels there? Now look, and since Tom Brady left, I don't know, it kind of feels like it's Brady, but what an opportunity that would be to just have one of those crazy alternate realities where we get to see Belichick and Aaron Rodgers. And frankly, I don't think it would work. And I don't think Rodgers would have any interest in being coached the way that Bill Belichick coaches.
So then why are you picking them? Why are you picking them if you're just you're making a case against it?
The draft is teams that should entertain it. And it would be entertaining to me. But if the Dolphins and the Jets are thinking about it, I don't want to have to deal with this guy. I mean, we don't know what Bill Belichick really thinks of Aaron Rodgers, but if he views him as a great quarterback who's still got plenty of gas in the tank and he's going to watch him waltz through the door to the Jets or the Dolphins facilities, I'm at least going to entertain the possibility of trying to get him to me so I don't have to deal with him, and maybe we can work together. And I can get the championship that Tom Brady got without me. I can at least get one to match the one that he got without me.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know. That one's dicey. Again, Bill Belichick seems like it's coming to an end, and he's already got a foot out the door, and he's not going to be there more than another year or two. Man, dealing with Aaron Rodgers, Billy O'Brien just got back. You just drafted your franchise quarterback, and he played well. I mean, yeah, their offense stunk this year, so he didn't look as good. But we all know what the problem was. I don't know. I don't know if I see that one happening. I don't. Nor do I think it's a Patriots thing. And I don't think it's fair to say, yeah, I don't see that happening, okay? You stated the reasons why it shouldn't happen, and I don't think you should entertain that, New England. I'm sorry. I'm disagreeing with you on that one, Mike. This is where it gets...
If Aaron Rodgers is truly willing to submit, though, if he would be truly willing to submit to hard coaching and you know what? I don't know that he wants another championship, because what did he say last week? I think I can win another MVP with another team. He didn't say I think I can win another championship, so he may not want that. He may be too old to have to suddenly deal with curmudgeonly Bill Belichick. So you've kind of talked me out of it. But they should at least entertain it if they think he's going to be in the division. That's my point.
I got you. Now it's like I don't know where to go here with this conversation. I guess the team that I look at to maybe make the most sense is Washington. A little again. Now, I mean, all these ones all have their little issues. Washington, yeah, we don't know who the OC is going to be, but you talk about entertaining things. All right, or who should entertain it, for a myriad of reasons. Washington's a team that's been dysfunctional. This can bring a positive vibe to their football team a little bit. And then again, we kind of hit on it a little bit ago. They got some weapons and some things on the offensive side of the ball that are intriguing. We know the defense. We saw that. They can be dominant and a real big pain in the butt for offenses. So it's a team that I don't look at to be too far off there. Offensive line, a guy or two, but damn, there's some things there that I would think, hey, we get Aaron Rodgers here, we can compete in the NFC East, or we can be a team that's in the playoffs right away. I would think about it if I were them.
Yeah, I agree with you. And again, the NFL is a 1 year at a time proposition now, and the Commanders are a perfect example because new ownership is coming. It's 1 year. Let's go all in. Let's go do it. And let's see what happens. Let's see how far we can take this. And I think Aaron Rodgers could make that team a lot better than it currently is. I'm having trouble coming up with a sixth one. The Colts have, I think, slammed the door. I've heard the Colts mentioned, but they can't keep doing the older quarterback, and we got him 1 year too late.
Yeah.
Chris Ballard can't survive another one of those. The Raiders make some sense on the surface, but Josh McDaniels, Bill Belichick, and is the team really good enough? And does he really want to be in the same division as Patrick Mahomes, even though we still keep waiting for Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers to square off? That does have some appeal. I just don't. And it brings him together with Davante Adams. I'll go Raiders. Final answer. I forgot about Davante Adams being in Las Vegas. Although Aaron Rodgers he may not. After Davante Adams left Rodgers for Derek Carr last year, I don't know that Rodgers is going to be all that thrilled about a reunion. But I was torn between Raiders and Seahawks. The Seahawks intrigue me because I don't know what they're going to do with Geno Smith. They have a team that feels like it's on the rise. I don't know that it's good for them, but it could be good for them for 1 year. It could be good, a short-term thing. Let's try to pursue a championship. Who knows how much longer Pete Carroll's going to be there. The team may get sold as early as May of 2024. I just, if they could get him for a reasonable price, remember John Schneider, the GM of the team, is a Packers shareholder. I think they'd at least ponder the possibility if they could get him for a reasonable price, both as to what they'd have to give up and what they'd have to pay him.
Yeah.
So I'm saying Raiders, but I'm also making the case. I'm taking the liberty of a 3A and a 3B, Raiders/Seahawks.
Yeah, it's again, there's a lot of things that have to go on with the Rodgers situation. I think that really make the situation tough. The money, how long is he going to play? The compensation that's really there. Of course, the state of the football team, all of that. I hear you there. I look at Seattle and sometimes go, man, they just got rid of a quarterback that, by all due appearances, they thought was a pain in the butt. They're going to bring another one in, then by all due appearances that we know is a pain in the butt too. So that's the interesting thing here with the Rodgers situation. I even thought about the Atlanta Falcons, Mike, a little bit. They do have a great offensive line. They need some receivers and some weapons there a little bit. But they got Pitts and Drake London. I don't know. There was another team that crossed my mind, but I think we hit on the ones at least that make the most sense.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.